And if they are from Keene State College, they are going to go through an expedited judicial process with our student code of conduct, and they will be appropriately sanctioned up to and including dismissal from the college. We are also sharing names and information with colleges and universities throughout the New England area. I also want to take the chance to say I take my responsibility to the many, many Keene State College students who share with me in denouncing this behavior. I'm heartened by the spontaneous outpouring of our students on Sunday morning. It started around 7 o'clock, all on their own, going out, cleaning up the mess that many of them had no part in making. I'm also grateful that they knocked on the doors of our local businesses and expressed themselves as the kind of student that we expect and the kind of behavior we expect from our community within the college. As we continue to gather and access information, I'm going to be posting regular updates to our website, keeping the community informed of everything that we're doing. Let me close again by offering my thanks to the partnership, the mayor and the city, and together I believe that we can find the path forward. Thank you.
Thank you, President Hewitt. Rhett Lamb. Rhett has a microphone that we'd like you all to use when I call on you for your questions. That will enable us to actually capture your voice so that people who are watching at home will be able to hear the question, and we'll go from there. So looking for the first question, I did see the hand go up here with the fellow with the tie and then the lady next to him. And please identify yourself, your affiliation, and who the question is directed at.
Hi, my name is Adam Sexton with WWR News 9. Question directed at law enforcement, particularly Colonel Quinn. If you could just take us through the investigation in terms of what role social media might have played in amplifying some of these parties or incidents.
Actually, I'm going to turn that over to Chief Meola because I know that he's been paying some attention to that.
Thank you. You know, I think what we're seeing relative to social media is the ability of one individual or a group of individuals to call upon a number of others to quickly amass in a certain location for a certain purpose. We did see a lot of social media relative to coming to Keene for Pumpkin Fest from all over New England, and a number of different campuses, and even those who aren't students. So I think it plays a large role in how this thing grew so quickly, so fast, into the measure that it did.
Thank you. The lady next to the gentleman that just spoke.
Hi, I'm Katie Bryce with WBZ-TV. My two questions actually for President Hewitt. First question, how many students are the disciplining right now? And second of all, is the college going to pay any money for the effort that went forth to get all the students under control?
So it's too early in the investigation to answer your question about the number of students. As I said, we have identified some individuals. We're now working on identifying whether there are students or someone else's students. The issue of payment is one that will just have to be discussed going forward.
Thank you. Catherine, I
Thank
think.
you.
And then the gentleman right there.
Catherine from NECN, and this is directed towards law enforcement. I think at this point, if you're looking to ID some of these people, why haven't you made their images available to the public? We've seen the people on top of the overturned cars. We've seen the people ripping down signs, climbing posts. Are you going to be making some of those images available to the media and to the public so we can, in fact, ID the people you're looking for?
I think that's a great idea, and it's something that we will look to as we progress in this investigation. We are continually, from ODOC 30 this morning, we've been pulling images off of social media and having images sent to us. We're getting a lot of response from the community already relative to who might be involved and where we might find them and where we might find images. So as we move forward, that's certainly an option we may employ into the future when we look at who we're going to prosecute, and some of the, I'll call them the heavy hitters, we're really going to look at starting from the folks who tipped over the car, who committed the damage to the campus, who were actively involved in making themselves known, throwing bottles and rocks at the police and others, and also those who perhaps have the fire. So we're going to prioritize how we move forward, prosecutions and what we're looking for, and then as we accomplish those things, we certainly may be coming to the media to ask for further assistance in identifying folks.
We have a gentleman right there in the aisle.
Steve
And then we'll go over here, Rhett, next, with this fellow right there.
Steve Cooper from WHDH in Boston. Chief, we had heard reports that you perhaps were using rubber bullets to disperse the crowd. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, I can comment on that.
And secondarily, so at this point, no one's been arrested and all of the possible people that were involved in this are back in school now and no one's been brought into court on charges of anything at this point, is that correct?
That's correct. You know, there were a number of arrests over the weekend from Friday night through Saturday. We did make 84 arrests.
84 arrests.
84 arrests for various issues, and I won't enumerate them all here, but the riotous behavior, those people who committed the criminal mischiefs, the damage to the car, those are going to require some investigation. Those are going to require pouring through some video footage, some photographs, doing some interviews to identify and put cases together against folks who may have been involved. So those take some time. Those don't occur overnight. Those don't occur within the next 48 hours. Not when we're dealing with something like this. So we anticipate investigations could be ongoing for the next month and perhaps longer, depending. And I'm sorry, your first question was about rubber bullets?
Yeah, I was wondering if your tactical teams deployed.
We did not employ rubber bullets. Keene Police Department, nor to my knowledge, does the state police have rubber bullets. What we do have are sponge rounds that are fired from a 40 millimeter weapon, I'll call it. It's a sponge round, it's a deterrent. And I guess the best way to describe it is like a long-range baton, that if we were to strike someone with a baton, it's the same effect. And it was only employed on those folks who were aggressively and actively stepping out and throwing rocks and bottles at the police. So yes, those were deployed, and I would tell you, I think we deployed, I don't have the exact number, so I'm sorry, I thought I did, but I don't. But they were utilized, and only after we actually ran out of pepper ball rounds were those employed.
So when you say pepper ball round, how many rounds were used, and when you say you ran out of, you don't know how many sponge rounds approximately?
I don't know. I'd have to look at that. I certainly could get back to you with a number. I don't have that data here. But the pepper ball rounds, I'm sorry, I think we had about 100 plus that we went through, and those were utilized towards people's feet just to get the dust up, to break the crowd down and back it up when they were becoming aggressive towards the officers. So once those were exhausted, they did go to those less lethal sponge rounds.
And would those incapacitate a possible suspect like like a taser gun or something like that?
Yeah, not like a taser. As I stated earlier, they're equivalent to